Yo, 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 yo.
What's up?
What's going on? Welcome back to the RadPack podcast. And it is our Halloween edition. What is going on down there? Holy mackerel.
That's amazing because that's like dead on.
Art is in the house, baby. Art the Clown. 1/3 of the RadPack tonight. Congratulations, Art. Your movie is #1. You guys killed it. Wow, money. It's all about the money, baby. And welcome, everybody, to the show. Come for the costumes. And what is it, Mel? Stay for the battle.
Yeah.
I like that, dude. I like that a lot. So, man, Joker Who is right, man. Joker got smashed. Hopefully Hollywood learns their lesson now with some of this stuff. Just going to make some good shit. That's it. Something different. Shame, shame, shame is right. All right, guys. Welcome to the show. Tonight is one of those versus battles that we've been known to do. Originally, we had something planned with werewolves. We were going to do the Howling versus American Werewolf in London. But then we had a pack meeting. We decided, you know what? Let's go the opposite end of the spectrum, the opposite route, and go into some of the most hated werewolf movies out there. And Mel decided she thought American Werewolf in Paris and Cursed were the ones we were going to battle tonight. And man, these are interesting because these are pretty, I would say, more or less hated, you know, universally. But it's funny because I posted some stuff today and a lot of people said they really dig these movies. So I was pretty shocked about that because it's been a while since I've watched Paris, that's for sure. And Cursed, you know, I watched when the 4K or Blu-ray or whatever came out, but I watched it again and I've got some interesting things to say. How about you, Mel?
Well, and it's funny too because I don't necessarily hate these movies. They're just not good movies. But I have some interesting thoughts about them upon the rewatch as well.
And how about you, Art? Did you were you in digging these two movies? No. Art is not a fan of these movies. So Art's going to be with us tonight, I think, because Justin said he was not coming if I dressed as Corey Feldman. So I don't know. We might just have Art tonight. So it's going to be me, Mel, and Art talking about these movies because, again, the Corey Feldman thing, Justin just said he couldn't handle it. So he stepped out, I think, for the night. See? So let's see who is in the house now before we get into this thing. So Foz Rotten in the house. He says, let's go. What's up, Fozzie? I see the bad moon rising. What's up, Adrian James? Sydney, what's up? He says, these are both pretty rough, but I think I like American Werewolf in Paris better. My expectations are a lot higher for a Craven Werewolf film. Interesting. We'll definitely talk about that. Stone Slasher, what's going on, man? Spam, what's going on? What up, Adam? Welcome, welcome, welcome. Chrissy, the slasher dude in the house. What is going on? Blu-ray Addict is here. Wow, overrated. You think it's overrated? That's interesting. We'll talk about that as well. Yeah, we'll definitely talk about the reshoot issues with Curse for sure. Adrian James said it's rad time. What's up, Magic? Blu-ray Addict, what's going on? Jerry, what's up, dude?
Hello.
Blu-ray Addict says he's never seen Paris, but Curse was bad, but in a kind of fun way. What's up, Twinsies? Double feature podcast in the house. What is going on? Tiana's in the house. What's going on?
What's up, girl?
Yeah, a lot of people haven't seen Paris. Late 90s flick. Let me see. Well, appreciate that. Appreciate that for sure. They like Curse. What's up, kid? Welcome to the show. Glad you can be here live.
Hey, girl.
What's this, Justin?
I couldn't breathe in that thing.
You had to show up.
But
all right. Oh, he's got his little hat. Hey, look, a little hat.
What's that from?
What is that from?
What do I recognize that? Maybe
I know that's from something though. Oh, you know what that's from? That's actually not from that. That's from Shrek when he sees the cat. He goes, "Hey, look, a little cat." That's what it's from.
Oh my god.
Little hat.
Hey, look, a little hat. What up, Wilkie?
Hey, Corey.
Thanks, kid. I got this. Try this one, Mr. Phoenix. It may save your life.
You held that up in a very I like turtles kind of way. Y'all got our periodical.
Fango.
He looks great. You guys look great.
Mel's got her own Fango. Wow.
Nerds.
Nerds. Ryan Retro's in the house. What is going on? What up, Ryan? Nikki's Movie House. What's up? Thanks for being here.
Hey,
Appreciate
Nikki.
that. Let me see. Oh, 100%. It's no question.
Justin? What?
You guys see the new Werewolf movie come on December 5th? Looks purged with werewolves. Should watch the trailer. I did watch the trailer. I don't know. I think it could be okay. I think it looked okay. The trailer did. Did anybody else watch that Wolfman trailer? Is that
I
don't
haven't.
know if that's what he's talking about.
I haven't watched the trailer yet, but I love
Uh-uh.
that lead actor that's in there. He's really, really good. He does lots of interesting stuff. And who's the director? The Alexander Aja.
Yeah,
He's done some cool stuff.
I'm trying to think what they I'm trying to think what they did that was good. But the trailer looked okay. I mean, I was a little nervous about it. Was that the werewolf that everybody was complaining about that they saw like someone dressed as or something?
It was at like
Is that
some
the
kind of installation. It was like at the Horror Nights. Was that where it was?
Oh, it's a different one. Yeah, I don't know which one it is then. I just saw the Wolfman one. Never seen Cursed. No, we'll definitely talk about this.
Mm-hmm.
Sure. You doing taking selfies, Justin?
My phone didn't recognize me. I had to take off the glasses.
Aja did High Tension.
That's right. That's right.
So yeah, we're gonna get into these movies. Obviously, Paris was a sequel to American Werewolf in London. Came out in the late '90s. I can remember, the hype, or at least like the trailers and stuff for this movie back when I was a kid, when I was younger. I remember the trailers for this, and The Cursed was in the early 2000s, which obviously had a lot of issues with it. And as much as people talk about them, like they're so bad they're good. So we can do, people do that like best worst, right? People say best worst. Can we say the rad bad? Can we do that?
Rad bad?
Yeah, rad bad.
Sure. Rad or bad?
Yeah, we could do that.
Mm-hmm.
We could do the rad of the bad. So we find out the raddest of the two bad ones in here. I think that would be pretty cool.
Because we've really only done movies that that are usually like beloved on both sides, and it's trying to find like which cult following is the best. And now this is
right.
We've never really done like two bad movies.
Yeah, but usually when we do that, I feel like it's a landslide because I usually watch one of our verses before we do a versus episode, and I feel like it's always a landslide when we do that.
It is kind of one usually gets blown out of the water pretty hard.
Well, which one? I think Fright Night Lost Boys was pretty even, wasn't it? For the most part, that was pretty close.
Yeah, it was neck and neck there for a while.
It's been a while.
And then what other ones did we do? Valentine, that was a blowout.
Yeah.
And then what was the other one that we did?
We did Hot Shots.
Oh yeah, and Scary Movie.
Scary Movie one, was that a landslide?
Kind of. Yeah. Because remember, she was the only one that was doing hot shots the whole time, and you were...
I was crying.
So this one will be interesting because honestly, like I don't think any of us have specific, ties to any of these movies, right? Like it's like I really have not a lot of nostalgia with either of these, so that's not going to come into play here. I just rewatched them both this week, so they're pretty fresh in my mind. And I'll be honest, and you guys can talk about it too before we get into the topics here, is that I actually found them both to be worse than I remembered.
Oh, really?
And I actually watched Curse a couple of years ago, and I think I even said in my review when I got the movie that I thought it was better than the first time I saw it. Like in the theaters, I hated it. In the theaters, I absolutely despised Cursed.
Yeah.
Like as soon as that thing chucked the bird, I was like, I'm out with this freaking movie. Like I was done at that point. And then when I watched it again, I was like, you know what? This had potential to be something.
Yeah.
And then I watched it again, and I'm like, man, this thing is a mess.
It was something else.
I don't know what you guys thought, kind of watching it all again for the, these two movies again for the, I don't know, first, second, third time or whatever.
When was the last time you watched it, Mel? For me, it'd been years since I'd seen it. Like years.
Cursed?
Yeah.
Yeah, it'd been a really, really long time since the last time I watched Cursed. Cursed was one of those ones where I watched it when it came out and I was like super excited about it. And I was like, what the hell is this movie? And then I only watched it maybe once or twice again after that. And then I just kind of bailed on it.
Yeah. This was my second time watching it. The first time I distinctly remember kind of having that just immediate reaction of like, what the fuck is this? Fuck this movie. It's so bad. And then this time I watched it, I actually found myself kind of liking it. You could tell it's chopped to hell, and you could tell all the reshoots with the bad wigs. Like there's so many bad wigs in this movie, and I was like, holy shit. But it starts out fairly decent because you have the car accident sequence that kind of kicks everything in motion and the initial wolf attack. And it's pretty damn cool when Shannon Elizabeth, who I guess was just in every movie back then, but she gets cut into half and she's still kind of like crawling and she's still alive. I was like,
that part was good, actually.
Yeah.
It was kind of gross.
Yeah, it was really, really cool. And then scattered throughout are some pretty decent and competent moments. I mean, you can tell the Wes Craven's style throughout, like the way he does jump scares, the way he uses like crane shots. You can tell all these hallmarks of a Wes Craven movie, but you can just tell it's also been just chopped to hell. I don't know a lot of the details. I think they made them just reshoot half the movie or something, didn't they? They had cast people, recast people.
Yeah. So it was on the shelf for a couple of years, and the first cast actually had Skeet Ulrich was like the main character. I think he was kind of like what Joshua Jackson ended up becoming. Like he was kind of that role, different role, but like that kind of character, I guess. And because when there's a whole thing on YouTube of him and Christina Ricci promoting on Entertainment Tonight, and Rick Baker was doing all the practical effects for it. It was going to be like this. They showed like some of the wolves and stuff. It looked sick. And then what happened was the studio got really involved and were like, oh, let's make this a little bit more PG-13 because it was originally R, and then Skeet bounced because he was like, I'm not doing this. And then they got rid of Baker and went all CGI effects. So all Baker stuff like didn't get used at all. So like between those two things, you know who else? And then Feldman was supposed to be in it too, but he got scrapped.
Was he? Did he actually shoot some scenes?
Yeah, him and Heather Langenkamp were going to be in the scene with like Scott Baio.
Oh, okay.
And they ended up scrapping. They ended up writing them out on the reshoots and just keeping Baio.
Damn, so, man, that would have been
could have been Feldman, dude. Could have been
Sounds like it could have been a good movie.
So it could have been a good movie. I mean, I think if they would have taken those CGI effects out and put in the practical, that would have changed a lot for this movie, I think. But yeah, I mean, that's kind of my opinion on it. We can kind of get into these, but there was actually rumors going around that they were going to try to release that original cut because it supposedly was almost done.
That'd be awesome.
And I guess it's still available. The problem is that everybody thought that was going to come out with this last Scream Factory edition, that version. But I guess something happened where they don't want to have to pay all the actors that, like, they would have to go back if they came out with this and pay royalties to everybody and sign all these new contracts with like Skeet and all these other people. So I think they would just kind of like, I don't know if it's worth us ever putting this out. So I don't know. Interesting stuff.
Like $1 million. I need $1 million, man. Nothing less than $1 million.
He's worth it.
I'm gonna see him next weekend, dude.
Are you really?
Yeah, well, I hope. I'm supposed to go to Chiller, but I got to get up really early in the morning and truck up there because I got to work on Friday. And but yeah, him and Newlander are doing like a Frog Brothers reunion.
That's cool.
So.
That's cool.
Yeah. Should I wear this?
You should.
Oh my god. But yeah, let's get into the first order of business here. You guys know how we do this. We need your help. Mel's going to put up a poll in the first category. We're going to talk about it amongst ourselves. And then we're going to kind of chime into the chat and see what you guys have to say. We'll pull up some comments and, based on the poll results, we'll find out, who's taking the first spot and we'll go from there. So Mel, what is going to be the first category for this verse battle?
I don't know What category do you want me to put? Sorry,
This
I
is
gotta
on
figure
you,
out
kid.
I gotta figure out this poll business again. I forgot how to do it.
Thanks, dude. Jamie in the house. What's going on, Jamie? I see Cody in the house. What's up, Cody?
Cody.
You know what's funny? People all of a sudden are coming around to this 2010 Wolfman. I thought that thing was very bad.
See,
now I'm seeing a lot more.
Gave it a pretty glowing review.
I know a lot of people now that Scream Factory put it out, they're like, "Oh, that was actually pretty good." And I was like, "Wow, I thought everybody hated that movie." And I have it on Blu-ray, and I remember not liking it at all. So I don't know if it's just one of those things when something gets re-put out, it all of a sudden gets like this new hype or something like that. But I mean, there was nothing about that release that I was like, I want to rebuy this movie. I was like, I'm never going to rebuy this movie. But I don't know why all of a sudden now people are turning on it and being like, oh, it's actually good. Because I thought it was universally hated for a long, long time. Yeah, I wasn't either, man. I really, really wasn't. See, this is what I'm saying. Like, it's like this weird thing going around in like the community where if something gets re-released, all of a sudden it's like everybody likes it again. I really don't remember anybody liking that movie, to be honest. And I haven't heard anybody talk about it in probably 10 years, maybe even more.
I feel like Benicio del Toro is a pretty good casting choice for a Wolfman, but I just don't know anything about what the movie is at all.
Yeah, it was very forgettable. Like even Cody, and he likes a lot more than I do.
Kind of bland.
Yeah. I'm honestly, when that came out, it was pretty universally hated, and then I don't think anybody's talked about it until like 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
But I'll be honest too, I haven't seen it since 2010. So I mean, I have not rewatched that or anything like that, for sure. All right, man, how are the polls looking? What up, Adam? Melsky?
Give me a second. I gotta open up my other computer.
Look at this, Mel.
Sorry, I'm having technical difficulties.
What was her role again? What was she called?
Who
was it? Mel. What was I going to call her?
I don't know.
Come on. But she takes care of all the chats and stuff. What is that called? It's like a specific title.
Producer?
Producer? Is that what that would be called?
A IT technician?
Call me fired because I'm not doing my job.
Is it not going? Are you not able to put up a poll, or what's the deal?
Yeah, I'm having technical difficulties. Give me a minute.
I think it is kind of cool to say you've always liked a bad movie. You want to be the different take, the hot take, technical advisor, moderator. These are all good titles.
Moderator, there's the word.
Is that the word we're looking for?
Moderator.
Jason X is not that good. I agree. It's not that good.
Jason X is amazing. I'm a big fan of Jason X.
I don't even think you like Friday the 13th. I don't think you've ever seen the Friday the 13th movies.
It's not my.
I've never heard
my
you
favorite. It's not my favorite franchise. Yeah, that's not. I'm not big on it. I like the bad ones better than I like the good ones, to be honest with you. I don't even know the difference. I don't even know which movies are which. I like the one with the candy bar. I think that's really funny. Is that 5?
Yeah, that's 5.
I like 5 a lot. I like Jason X. I've never been too into Friday movies.
See, it's like my favorite franchise, but it is funny because I told this story before. When I saw Jason X in the theaters, I was with my friend Keith, and there was like that end scene where that guy was like riding on Jason's back in space. And my friend Keith stood up and he's like, "What the hell is this?" He was like so pissed in the theater.
It's so random.
I know what I do like Howard the Duck. I will say that. I like Mac and Me. I like Howard the Duck. So I like plenty of movies that are not good. For sure.
Sometimes they're the best movies. Howard the Duck.
Now we're getting a lot of love for Howard the Duck.
Well, I used to get my last name. Because of my last name, I used to get called Howard the Duck a lot growing up. In like elementary school and middle school.
What who's your dad? You're the son of the Teen Wolf, right?
Scott Howard. Yeah, my dad's name, Scott Howard. So literally Teen Wolf. That's such a wild coincidence, man. Because it seems like such a specific name. It doesn't seem that common, you know.
You know what you should do is you should go watch Teen Wolf and then get all the times they say like a phrase and then Scott Howard and then just repeat those back to your dad. Like,
yeah, because they
like,
say his name so many times in the movie too. It just trips me out when I watch the movie. I'm like, what the hell is going on?
You should say, Scott Howard and his famous chats. That's what you should say when he's trying to tell
chats.
you.
Man, I haven't seen Howard the Duck in years either. I got that 4K and I still haven't watched it.
Oh, that's a so bad it's good, I think.
Yeah.
I kind of agree, and that's why I think I like it. Is I think that it's pretty consistent, at least until Jason Goes to Hell.
Yeah.
Yeah,
there'll be a video coming.
Be able to throw up a poll.
What's going on here?
It's not letting me log into the RadPack account for some reason. Do you kick me out?
No, of course not.
Well, it's not letting me.
Did you change passwords or anything?
No.
Did it sign you? Do you just need a password?
Well, I logged in and then with the password, and it said it wouldn't log me in. So I don't know.
All right, let me see.
It doesn't recognize you as Maxine.
I guess.
Maybe that's what it is. Your costume's too good. It doesn't know who you are.
I guess.
Well, Garrett, can you do one?
Yeah, Garrett, can you do one? I quit.
Mel quits as producer.
Sorry, I would have checked
Dead
this
air.
earlier if I would have known this was going to be an issue, but I've never had an issue before.
It's all good. So what do you want to do first?
I'm on. Just make sure. Just oh, come on, damn it. Print reader. I'm in. Just everything's lowercase.
Yeah.
It didn't work for you?
No. Well, like acted like it logged me in, right? And then it said, here, let me do it again. I mean, if you can just create a poll, we can try this later, but
it's all lowercase. I love Scout Taylor Compton. Oh shit, sorry, Garrett.
yeah.
Hold on, you guys are killing me over here. Killing me.
Okay. So it acts like it logs me in, right? And then it says, can't sign in, connection failed.
Good.
But then it looks like I'm logged in, but I'm not. So I don't
all right. What's the first question?
You want to do cast?
Cast.
Cast versus cast.
Cast.
All right.
Well, sorry, guys.
Yeah, sorry,
right.
guys. My bad.
We're in. Okay, can you see the poll, Mel, or no?
What?
Can you see the poll or no?
Well, yeah, like I can see it on my phone.
Okay, no worries, then I'll deal with it. All right. Cast. For me, it's got to be Cursed, 100%. 100%.
Oh, yeah. Yeah,
I mean,
absolutely.
Honestly, like, I don't really know anybody from that other one. Nobody I really knew.
I knew the guy from that that thing you do, because that was one of my. I love that movie so much. So of course I recognized him. And then you had the girl who I also recognized from those Linklater movies, After Sunset, Before Sunset, those movies with Ethan Hawke. She's in there.
Is that Julie Bowen?
Is that her name?
I think so.
Yeah. But I don't know what the hell. God, I'm sure we'll talk about it a lot, but the performances in American Werewolf in Paris, I just don't know what the fuck. Like, how did they tell him? Literally, I felt like what's the guy's name? I want to say Thomas Ian Nicholas, but that's the guy from American Pie. Whoever the lead guy is, from that
Tom
thing you
Everett
do.
Scott.
Tom Everett Scott, another Thomas with 3 fucking names. He was like Forrest Gump or something. Like, I don't get what his character was supposed to be. It was so bizarre watching that. So I don't know if
He
it
was
was
like
bad
the
direction.
nice guy.
Yeah, but he was like
sweet guy, the sweetheart.
But there was so many random scenes in that movie where he's like doing the chewing gum and blows it up and the condom shoots across the restaurant. I was like, what the fuck is going on? I think it's more of a direction problem, like as far as the performances and cast. But yeah, Curse was pretty good. You got Christina Ricci, you had Jesse Eisenberg, you had the dude from Supernatural. I forget his name.
Joshua Jackson.
Yeah, Joshua Jackson. He's always good, man. He plays a good villain.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the cast is really, really on point. And Cursed, I definitely have to go with Cursed for that one.
What's the chick's name in Greer? Judy Greer's in it.
Oh yeah, she's always good, isn't she?
Yeah. So I mean, this is definitely an easy one. I think this is just a clear winner. I mean, it looks here as well as that people are all about it. I mean, it's winning 83%.
Is it already? Yeah.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
So, I mean, I don't think there's much we have to say more about this because it's not even close. That's the one thing, in those post-Scream movies, and that's kind of what this was about. This was kind of trying to take where that ended and kind of run with it in a new genre outside the slasher one. And Craven and them in that era, and they knew how to cast. I mean, they took like the young, stars or whatever and put them all together in a movie, and they always killed it in cast, I feel like. So, it's definitely going to be Cursed. I will end the poll just to keep this one moving, but I mean, cast all day long is Cursed, 100%. But yeah, so I would definitely, Mel, can you write that down that won the first category?
Yes, sir.
And then we'll move on to the next one. What's the next one that we have?
Story or plot?
Man, I feel a blowout coming already. I really do. Now that we actually start breaking it down, it's like, oh, fuck, man.
Oh, no.
Because it's got to be Cursed again. And the story is all jumbled in this, too.
What is the story and plot of Paris, anyways?
Well, it's like the bros who were going like around doing crazy wild stuff, and then
oh yeah, they had their lists where they're getting points. So they're basically I'm glad you guys are here because I don't know.
Yeah, they're extremists, and they're going around and they're doing extreme things, and they're gonna bungee jump off the
to save that girl, though. Remember, for some reason,
tower or whatever, and that girl happened to be up there, and she like ruined
it was like
their
something out of like a
whole
Marvel
thing.
movie or something like that. It was like a superhero movie. He's like flying down the thing, grabs her feet, and then just like kind of places her down on the ground.
Right.
As soon as it started, I'm like,
ends.
I'm like, what the hell is going on here?
Yeah,
like,
it's a
this
Cinderella story. Actually, remember he had her shoe, and then he had to go find her and the girl who fit shoe.
Because I mean, that was totally necessary for this movie. This horror comedy, whatever. It's totally necessary to have a Cinderella story built into.
Hey, you bake it in where you can.
For real, from the get-go, though, I was like, what the hell is this? Like, I forgot like how stupid it was.
Right.
Like that whole beginning scene, I was like, what the hell is going on here?
Yeah.
Super weird.
It's complex. You wouldn't understand.
I think it was too complex for what it needed to be honest with you.
How does he get bit? So he gets bit at the beginning somehow,
but they needed a reason why these American dudes were in Paris, and that was their reason.
Extreme.
They're extremists. Yeah,
that's the late 90s for you right there.
So they're bungee jumping off the
every
Eiffel
bro's
Tower.
dream, to travel around the world and do extreme fun things with their bromies.
And then the nice guy. Yeah. He's
Paris
a virgin.
Saves the girl in like the coolest way. That's like every dude's wet dream.
Pretty romantic.
Is he Cody asked if you can find this on streaming. It's on Tubi. That's actually a pretty good quality.
And Prime. It's on Prime too. Without ads.
I mean, I still have this old boy DVD right here.
Oh yeah.
But it does have a Blu-ray that's I think
for that DVD.
You did? Be thrifting all over the place.
I couldn't find it anywhere.
So how does he get the curse at the beginning of the movie? How does he get bit? I can't remember.
He goes to that like raver party, right?
Yeah, and there was like that thing downstairs, right?
Mm-hmm. And like the subway or whatever.
Oh yeah.
Because he goes to that chick's house looking for her.
Welcome, man. Welcome.
I will say or maybe I'll save that what I was going to say for when we start talking about the effects.
Yeah, and then, obviously this kind of goes into, like you said, it actually is kind of that kind of story. He ends up finding the girl, and then it's just, to me, this whole thing was just a big mess, I feel like.
Mm-hmm.
But then we go to Cursed, and I feel like it was an easier storyline to follow, but I still think it was a little bit messy. It was like a whodunit, like any other Scream type movie or whatever.
It was written by
at the end,
Kevin
they got
Williams.
So it was that was the idea between him and Craven. It was supposed to basically be Scream, but with werewolves. So you kind of knew what you were getting, that kind of whodunit story. And then at the end, like the swerve and whatnot. So pretty easy storyline to follow.
Do you know what the changes made? Like what they wanted to make it more, they took out like gore or what? Because there's very clear reshoots. So was it just purely casting? They were like, they didn't change a lot of the story. They just changed the cast. Is that the issue? Or
the story was a little bit different because they said that like Skeet's character was like a stoner that's parents were millionaires. So I don't know like kind of where that all would have came from. But yeah, so I'm assuming the story kind of got changed somewhere. But I think a lot of it stayed the same too, because they did mention that whole party scene with where Bayo and her were meeting, that was where like you were going to see Feldman and all that stuff. So that scene obviously had to have been in there. Yeah, that we talked about that a little bit earlier. There was a lot of interference with the studio for sure.
Fucking Weinsteins.
Yep, that's exactly what it was. So yeah, I mean, I would definitely have to go with Cursed on this one. As far as the story, like the other one is messy. I'm surprised that movie kind of even made it to theaters, Paris. And I do remember, like I said, that it was heavily advertised because back when I was a kid, like I remember seeing that on the TV a lot. Obviously, I was too young; I never got to see it. But
what I remember most about the movie was the soundtrack. I remember that Bush song.
It does have a killer soundtrack. If we were talking soundtracks, that movie would probably win because there's a lot of bangers in it. But you guys, it has like another subplot too, where they're like making the serum.
Oh right,
where like the chick's
cure
dad.
Or whatever.
Yeah, well, it wasn't a cure. The chick's dad was like, I think it was her dad was trying to make a cure, but he ended up making the serum that allowed the werewolves to change at any time, not just during a full moon.
Yeah.
What's up, Timmy?
Hello.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that little subplot that they had there.
Yeah.
They were trying to fight over
that movie just feels like it was edited by AI or something. Even the music is super weird. Like there'll be really over the top score for like zero reason in a scene where it's like, what the hell is going on with this music? And then it'll cut to like a Sum 41 song or something. It's just so all over the place and disjointed.
Loved it.
There is good music though. Bush killed it on the soundtrack. Soundtrack realm. They also had that cool song about that time. Wasn't Greedy Fly for this movie soundtrack too?
I don't know. Mouth was the big one, I think.
Mouth. Yeah. Because I remember them having a really cool music video for Greedy Fly when it was like a really horror driven video with transformations and practical effects and stuff that was really, really cool.
Yeah, I was a big Bush fan. Did you back in then?
Oh, I loved Bush back in the day.
You're like, yeah, rough things, and I don't think so.
That first album, I was like a 16 Stone guy. The first album was really, really good. And then they got kind of weird.
I used to have the shirt. Remember, it was like had the logo, but it was like the MASH logo.
Oh yeah,
that one? Yeah.
God, that's a throwback. I hadn't thought about that in years. I'm trying to look.
They had two versions though. There was actually the MASH version, which I had, and they had the exact same shirt, but instead of like the little asterisks or whatever between the letters, yeah, that's the one you should get.
I need to get that again. That's throwback, dude.
Look at you back there. You're growing a lot back there, huh? Now. Oh,
What's
that
that?
weed back there that's growing.
Yeah, that's my crop. I got my crop
His
going.
weed garden.
I'm trying to find out. Sorry, I'm being like distracted, but I'm trying to see what else this director did. He didn't
He's
do
trying to look something up,
shit.
and Garrett's just talking to him.
Well, he didn't
Which
look.
one? Paris?
He did nothing. Oh, he did The Little Vampire. That's the only thing that I remember that he did.
Well,
The
so
kid
originally
from
it was
what's
supposed to
called?
be Landis. Landis was originally supposed to do it.
Okay.
And then they wanted him to he wrote the script and said, okay, here we go. And he was going to bring in it was going to connect to London, not the same characters, but it was going to be utilizing a character from London that was talked about, but was never shown, I guess.
Yeah.
And then she was going to end up in Paris. So there was a whole script. And they decided they wanted him to rewrite it. And he was like, nah, if you don't use the script, I'm out. I'm not rewriting this.
It would have been better, man.
So he left the project because he's like, I'm not rewriting this.
Mm-hmm.
And then they brought in the dude who directed Freaked. And then he wrote a script. And
Alex Winter?
No, it was somebody else. It was somebody that must have done it with him. They also said he worked on a show on MTV called
Idiot Box.
Yeah.
Oh, so that's Alex Winter's partner.
Yeah. So they brought him in. And
God,
then,
these studios, dude. Look how many good. They had so many opportunities to make a good movie. Nah.
And then they ended up scrapping his idea. And then I think they actually said that he was in an article. They interviewed him in Fangoria back in the day talking about his involvement with Paris, and he said, oh no, I'm out. So that's when they kind of knew that he wasn't doing it. Then it was shelved for another year, and then they found that other dude and they just went through with it. So it obviously seemed similar to Curse, that this thing was a mess from day one.
I feel like they must have wanted it to be a comedy or something, because some of those scenes are so zany and wacky and weird. So I'm like, yeah, Mute Witness. I did see that one.
Mute Witness is what that guy was known for. Yeah.
It just gets so weird and silly. It's almost it goes from feeling like a serious vampire movie, and then in the next scene it'll feel like Idle Hands or something, when his little friends start coming back and it starts getting really, really silly.
Mm-hmm. No,
and that lead is so bumbling. It was like Bedazzled, or what's the movie with? Is that the movie where Brendan Fraser plays all the different characters?
Bedazzled.
Yeah, it was zany like that. I just feel like it was too heavy on the comedy or something. I don't know. Felt like Brendan Fraser could have played that.
Monkey Bone?
Yeah, it just felt really silly like that. Which could have been good, but they didn't approach it the right way. When you're blowing bubbles with condoms and when that thing filled up and started going around the bar, I'm like, oh, this is the kind of shit we're doing here. Okay. If it wasn't silly enough,
by that.
It was funny, but I don't know.
It landed in some guy's cup of tea.
It's soup, or soup or some shit.
It was like,
oh, it's like out of a cartoon or something, dude. It was so silly.
Mel laughs, and an anvil falls on his head.
I thought
Mel likes that silly shit.
I thought that was hilarious.
Suppose he would have got up and slipped on a banana. Would you have laughed your ass off?
Maybe.
Slide whistles and shit going off, and fucking cartoon sound.
He gets hit by the bus outside like fucking Wile E. Coyote.
They animate trees.
Wile E. Coyote was my favorite.
Every time he fell, you would laugh. Shit.
Okay, let's not get crazy here.
Oh my god!
But I was entertained by it.
That movie was one step away from having little tweeting birds circling around his head when he gets fucking hit by something.
Calm down.
I know, I was kind of weirded out too when
wasn't that bad.
Oh,
I was a little bit freaked out when he was hooking up with that girl and she had the armpit hair. I was a little bit turned off at that point.
You did not have armpit hair.
What? Yes, she took her shirt off and she had no top on, but she had armpit hair. Yeah,
she's French.
I wasn't digging that French thing. I wasn't. I was not.
I feel like that was a thing they only said. Was that really a thing that chicks?
I don't think that was really a thing.
That joke. Every kid said that joke in 90s.
I think that is a thing. It wasn't this movie, that's for sure. You don't think you think they did it just as a spoof because that's what people were talking about in the 90s?
I didn't see any armpit hair.
I don't remember the armpit hair.
Oh, the 100% was. My eyes went right through it.
I thought you were just kidding about that. I didn't see any armpit hair.
Wow. Well, she was a werewolf.
See, Jamie knows. It's a thing for reals.
Harry Pitts is a thing for reals. Yeah, cool. I don't mind it.
Yeah, nowadays it's a thing for reals everywhere, not just in
It's true. That's very true. You don't know who's a werewolf anymore.
Yeah, it's American Werewolf in Paris versus Cursed.
Yeah.
Cody asked earlier that would you have been interested in an American Werewolf in the Hood?
Well, that would have been cool.
Hell yeah.
Cool?
That's right up Mel's alley right there for real.
That'd be my favorite.
You didn't like that one, huh? So that was kind of the plot. So obviously we just got number 2, Cursed wins again in the polls. For that one. So right now Cursed is up 2-0.
Oh wait, that one won.
Cursed is going to run away with it. It's going to be a blowout. I can already tell.
Can we do one of these that's not a blowout? Come on.
All right, well, give me the next topic.
Kills or cinematography, whichever one you want.
Let's do some kills here. All right. Shit, man, I'm gonna have to say Cursed again. I think the kills were actually pretty good. I mean, there was some that was like, it was so CGI. I'm like, are they kidding? This is 2003, 2004. Like, we're not better than this now. I forget. Like, I can see the 90s being shit, but the 2000s was still that bad. Like, there was some really bad CGI in this, blood, and when the guy gets cut.
Cursed?
Yeah,
Cursed.
Cursed.
Well, they both are, but Cursed is the one I'm talking about, because I'm thinking in 2004 this should have been way better for that budget to have the CGI blood.
What was the budget on Cursed? Do we know how much money they had to spend on that thing?
35 million.
35 milli? Yeah, it should have looked better for that. It really should have. Now, the CGI werewolves, it's like the battle of the CGI werewolves of these movies. The Cursed wasn't as bad as Paris. Paris was like PS2, like original PlayStation or something level bad. It was
real. Yeah.
Oh my god,
yeah.
I forgot how bad. We're not talking about effects yet. We're not talking about effects yet.
Oh,
we're talking about kills, but again, I think a lot of problems with these two movies was that they used so much CGI that the kills weren't really that effective. I think for me, what puts Cursed over is, like you said, that first kill with Shannon Elizabeth was really good.
That one was really good. When she flipped over and started trying to crawl, I was like,
yeah, it was creepy.
Holy shit, that was creepy.
I don't even remember any kills from American Werewolf in Paris right now. I mean, I know there was.
Yeah, I was trying to think too. There was just a bunch of like wolves jumping on people and biting their heads off.
Right.
Yeah, there wasn't anything memorable as far as anything different, but you're right, it was like just the standard.
You saw just the aftermath of like the dead people walking around mostly.
Yeah,
I think they missed some opportunities too, because that end scene on the train or whatever, the subway, I'm like, they could have just had that like thing maul everybody on that thing, but it really was just like kind of chasing like there's the one dude or whatever. So
there was some cool shit. There was the dream sequence kill in Cursed, where it takes that big giant bite out of his neck and the blood squirts out like insane. Well, it was pretty cool. There's really not a lot of kills in that. You have the one at the beginning. You have the one where the Michael Rosenbaum character comes in. He comes in. We hadn't seen him in like 20 minutes, and he gets grabbed by his head and pulled up, and then he gets thrown back down with his guts out. That was kind of cool. What were some of the other kills in Curse? I'm trying to remember them now. There wasn't a lot. The body count's not
Cursed,
high.
Like the dude that got I think it was Joshua Jackson, or wasn't it, where he got bit in the neck, but it was like a very bad CGI kill.
Yeah.
Whereas like it opened up and then it just blood started squirting
Right, yeah,
out.
that's what I was talking about. I think that was a dream sequence. Where she fell.
Oh, is that what it was?
Yeah, I think that was a dream sequence kill.
Yeah. So I mean, I don't know. I would have to say Cursed again, but I do think that they were both too CGI heavy for my liking.
Right.
Personally. Let me see what everybody's saying in the chat here. Let's see. I know Mel likes this. Bloodline asks, what about Van Helsing? Mel. One of Mel's favorites. Cable Guy says, soundtrack probably the only thing that Paris would win for in most armpit hair. Yeah, see?
Okay, Paris is bad, but it's not that bad. I'm gonna say that. I'm gonna say it. It's not that bad.
I'm gonna be honest. I had a tough time getting through it, but I will say this: that even today, I was like, maybe I'll go back and watch Paris one more time because I just don't know, like, if I missed something because I was so in and out of it because I was having a real rough time with it. But I'm
Well,
not gonna
here's
say
the
I'll never
thing.
watch it again. A part of me wants to watch it again to be like, is it as terrible as I just thought it was 2 days ago?
I watched Paris way more than I watched Cursed. Like, when that movie came out, I remember not appreciating the fact that it was a sequel to the other one, but I watched it a lot. And then when I had to rewatch these two movies now, I fell asleep 3 times for Cursed. It took me 3 different sittings to get through that movie. Paris, I was entertained enough to sit through that one and watch it all the way through.
Because it's so fucking silly.
It's
Like,
silly
Cursed,
and it's entertaining.
it
The
is. And
rewatch value of that movie is so much higher, I think.
I could maybe give the rewatch value because it's so fucking silly. I'm looking at the kills, the list of deaths on the list of deaths wiki for Curse, and it's like eaten by the werewolf off camera, killed by werewolves off screen, mauled by Jake the werewolf off camera. Every kill is off screen. But I did forget one little kill at the end when they do Joshua Jackson's head with the shovel. That was kind of cool.
Oh yeah.
And they shove the shovel in his neck. They start stomping on it and shit. That was pretty dope. Yeah, I wonder if we could get. I guess we should have looked up the list of kills. We have to do that next time. Like, have all the kills lined up.
Mm-hmm. Well, Bloodline. If you're talking about the new Wolfman, we talked about it earlier at the beginning of the show. Yeah, I mean, you're right. Cursed is very chopped up, and that's why I think it does make it a chore. I mean, you know what else, too? I don't like the other dude there. What was his name? Jesse. I don't like that guy.
Yeah, he's kind of smarmy and goofy.
So that didn't help any. I mean, I like Ricci. Joshua Jackson's okay, but I don't know. There was nobody in that. There was no hunk or whatever in that movie that was keeping your interest at all, Mel?
The guy from
Why does there always have to be a hunk?
Save the World.
I'm just asking. Maybe
It doesn't always have to be a hunk.
Are you an
for me to
Eisenberg
like a
guy or
movie.
a girl or what?
An Eisenberg? What?
No, the hunk was the guy
I do
from
like
the
Jesse
superhero
Eisenberg,
show.
but he's not a hunk.
Oh.
He's a nerd.
No,
he
the
wasn't
hunk.
in this.
The hunk was
Angel?
Superman. No,
David
the hunk was the
Boreanaz?
guy from Hero. David. No, it's what's his name? The other guy I always confuse him with.
Who?
No.
The other guy. I can't remember his
What
fucking
were you
name.
talking about?
That's right. Jesse Eisenberg wrestling scene was trash. It turned into like the Matrix or whatever.
Yeah, that was
so
pretty
bad.
goofy.
Yeah, that scene was terrible.
And then the scene where he's like climbing up the walls like Spider-Man and stuff. I'm like,
Yeah, he's crawling
He,
across
like,
the ceiling and
He
shit.
jumps over the bleachers and he's pretty much flying at that point.
Are you talking about 2010? We already talked about that. No, 100%. They are very much like the same person.
I bet they were going after all the same roles back in the day for sure.
100%. 100%. Yeah, I mean that's interesting too. Is it's technically the sequel to London, which London is considered one of the best werewolf movies ever made. So that's what makes this very interesting too, because on paper, both of these should be way better than they are. You know, you're coming off the Scream hype with Cursed. You have the same people involved. I mean, that should have been a no-brainer win.
Mm-hmm.
Werewolf in Paris was coming off, obviously many, many, many years later. But I mean, by name alone, you're thinking a sequel to London. This has to be good. And that's where I think these two kind of work together, is that on paper, they should have both been way better than they were. So that kind of helps this whole battle as well, is that they are just so bad. But again, like we're saying, that there were some elements to both where some people like Mel found that Paris is something she wants to watch every year. And maybe I watch it one more time in my life. I don't know. But
the rewatch value is phenomenal. Okay.
Yeah, there's a lot of rewatch value there. But we're going to close the poll for this next one in about 10 seconds. So if you guys need to vote it up and check it out. We'll add it to the list. But as of right now, Cursed is ahead 79% to 21%.
Another blowout.
All right, 3, 2, 1. Boom.
I need to start talking up Paris a little more.
You should get a shirt.
Not that that's ever helped any of the movies.
Well, you go for the underdogs, Mel, and that there's something admirable about that.
I'm not gonna lie. If I had to choose one of these movies to like watch, it would probably be Paris over Cursed.
Yeah. The problem with these movies and movies like this is like there's usually like if movie's going to be campy or scary, like you have to have a good balance of both. There's not like like if something's so bad it's good, or if it's like right in the middle and it's just boring. You have to go either way. And I feel like American Werewolf in Paris goes enough into the campy shit that it kind of works as a so bad it's good movie. Cursed ends up being like a little bit more bland in that era because there's like not enough gore to make it like a super gory movie. There's not enough suspense to make suspense movie. So it kind of just ends up being kind of blah. And American Werewolf would be kind of a blah movie if it wasn't so goddamn weird and silly. So I kind of get what you're saying, like there's something to chew on a little bit with rewatching.
Yeah. And I feel like there's a lot going on in it. So it keeps you entertained.
When the friends start coming back, that was really cool. I like that. That was probably my favorite part of the movie. When the dead people coming back, because that we can talk about it more in the effects, because I really like the effects there.
Yeah, like you said, I think another issue is that I've totally lost where I'm going with this now. Son of a bitch. Where the hell was I going now with this thing?
The thing about movies.
I can't remember now. I was going to say something, but now I totally just forgot what I was going to say.
So was this in the category another blowout?
Yeah, Cursed one. On this one.
Shout out Curse.
Boo.
Oh, I know what I was going to say. I think this one almost felt way too... Paris, to me, almost felt like it was too slapstick for trying to take itself serious. And I think that's where Justin was saying that there needs to be a good blend where it's like of a horror comedy, where this was like, it was a little too zany, but then they tried to make it serious at the same time. And it was kind of a hard mix.
Right.
For me.
Like if it would have been full camp the entire time without any serious bullshit, maybe it would have been just a hilarious comedy. It might have worked better just as straight comedy, because I feel like that at its heart, it kind of wanted to be that, you know?
Well, here's an interesting thing, and we can talk about a little bit really quick. It's a little bit off topic, but me and Mel actually kind of had a conversation about this the other day, because we both were going to put out some werewolf videos on our channels. Speaking of that, if you guys want to go follow all of our channels individually, there you go down there. See those little tickers?
Ooh,
I want everybody who's checking this out on the replay, everybody who's checking this out live. If you're not subscribed to our personal channels, go do that now. I know Mel is almost creeping on 3,000 subs down there. So a couple more. We can hit that tonight. For sure, Mel. How are we looking over there? What do we need?
I don't know.
Oh my God.
Not on my channel.
Just take a wild guess.
Pretty close.
Maybe we should just
I'll make it.
Well, not with that attitude, you ain't gonna make it. You'll be stuck there for a fucking week.
I love that lower third. We're like getting some serious technology here.
Holy mackerel. It goes up to me over at Born to Be Rad. I need about 12 more to get to 9,800. The goal of 10,000 for the year. So let's get there tonight.
Mel, you are close. 2.98. So you're under 200. Let's get there.
200.
9.8 or 20.
That's the bad math. Yeah.
I'm sorry. Art.
This is why Art doesn't talk.
Art may have hit the bowl a little bit earlier. Art may have had a little Christmas cheer earlier.
And then the big wig of the group down there, Art the Clown, aka Justin Talks. You can go subscribe to him if you're not too. He's got a big wig. I don't even know where he's at anymore.
Almost 20K. I'm almost to 20.
Look at this. 20K.
Oh man.
Wild man down there.
Getting close.
He's got two channels. He's got two channels.
Yeah, I'm at 18.7.
All right.
So we're getting close there.
By the end of the year, probably. All you gotta do is smash out one more vid, dude, by the end of the year. And
A couple more. Get a couple more out there.
So yes, I'll leave this ticker down there. If you're not following us on our individual channels, you want to do that now. And then obviously, if you're not subscribed to this channel, this is the RadPack Podcast YouTube channel. Subscribe here. And this is where we all come together once or twice a month. And we talk a little bit with you guys. So we are still talking Cursed in Paris. Mel, what is the next category for this verse battle?
Cinematography.
Goodness.
What are we thinking? What do you think?
You're asking me to spell this? Holy mackerel. All right, here we go.
Just put pretty camera footage.
Sound it out.
All right. Cinematography. No, I think I got it. This is actually a little bit more of an even keel on this one, I think, because I mean, I don't know where Paris took place. Would they film it? Did they film it there? I don't know.
It looked like it, but
it looked good. Yeah. So I mean, I can give that props for that. I'm not sure if it took place in the streets of Paris or not.
The locations were better in Paris, so it kind of made it look more expensive and bigger, and the little cafes and the scenery and stuff, though. So I actually, I might give this one to Paris. I might.
I think I will too, because it had a lot of the outdoor scenes and stuff like that too. I feel like Cursed just felt like I was watching Scream. Like it was like a lot in the office, then they were in a house, then they were briefly in the woods, and they were at the party. Like there was not a lot to see, So I would probably have to say that I would go Paris on this one.
There were some fun like tunnel scenes in Paris too, and some like subway scenes and stuff like that too.
There was actual like set pieces rather than somebody like fighting in a bedroom or something. You know what I mean? In Paris. So yeah, those like set pieces and car chases and people running around the city was actually pretty cool. And
they were on top of the Statue of Liberty.
Yeah, there was some bold choices with locations and stuff. Some of the green screen and stuff was a little wonky, but there's more to look at. It was more stuff for the eyeballs to feast on in Paris, honestly. Wow, Paris. I gave Paris one. I didn't think I was going to give Paris shit tonight. But I got to give him that. I'll give him the cinematography.
Yeah, I would probably have to say the same thing. See what the chat's saying. Ooh, Paris is smoking Cursed right now in cinematography. Damn, holy mackerel.
Okay.
Damn. Is it gonna win one? Yes.
Look, Mel, you're getting a win here.
We'll get about 20 seconds before we close that poll. We'll get Paris some points on the board here. But yeah, I would have to say it. I think just the outdoor scenes and stuff like that felt good. You could tell there was a lot of green screen stuff going on with Cursed. A lot more than I felt like you got with Paris. So I would definitely agree with you guys on that one. All right, we're going to close the poll in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Boom. Paris wins one, 66 to 33%.
Okay. Look at that.
Oh, I know what I was going to pull up. I said somebody asked earlier about I was saying before we started talking about our channels and whatnot, is that I was talking to Mel a little bit ago because we were both going to put out a werewolf video this month. And to me, it was going to coincide with this. So I was trying to put it out either right before or right after this to kind of coincide with, instead of talking about the worst, vampire movies, I want to give you what I think are the best, or my top 10 or whatever. So I've been watching a lot of werewolf movies, and I've come to find out I actually really enjoy werewolf movies. I didn't think it was a subgenre that I was like really into. To me, it was always like vampires was my favorite all around. Slashers, I love that. But watching these movies, I was like, man, I really like a lot of werewolf movies. Like I really, really like the whole subgenre. And I ended up rewatching Dog Soldiers and realizing like, I don't like that movie at all.
It's not that
and
great.
I saw someone bring it up here. Like, would I like Ginger Snaps versus Dog Soldiers?
Why?
I don't think it's close.
No.
Ginger Snaps is fantastic. I felt Dog Soldiers was pretty bad.
Boring.
And when I saw Dog
I like
Soldiers for the
Dog
first time,
Soldiers.
when it came out, I was like, "Oh, this movie rocks!" Da 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 da. And then I watched it again when the Blu-ray came out, and I was like, "I don't remember this being. I thought this was a lot better."
And
Then
it
I
kind of
watched
looks
it
like
What's
shit.
wrong with
Too.
before I
it?
made my list, and I was like, "This sucks." So I don't know what the love is for Dog Soldiers. I really don't get it. I
What's
think
the hate for it?
it just looks terrible. I feel like I don't know. It just didn't work for me. Like I just felt I don't know what the problem was. It just didn't feel. It felt too like Underworld-esque, and like the wolves felt too like that. And that's not the kind of werewolf shit that I like. Like Underworld
It is
movies,
not like that.
I
What
don't
movie were
know.
you watching?
It
Come
seemed like they were
on.
trying to make it like Predator, but like with wolves. I just didn't
It
care
is
for
kind
it.
of like that, but it's like more
But
intense
not
than
good
that.
though. Like not a good version of that. I don't know. I feel like it's like I'm like this movie's
I
way
like Dog
overrated.
Soldiers. It's like hard and fast and intense and
That's what I think it is. They're just I don't know. I like werewolf movies that have like a good story,
Is
like
that it?
slow
There wasn't a
pace.
story for
It's
you?
just too. It was too like in your face. It felt like werewolf on steroids, like
Yeah,
Fast and the
that's what it's
Furious
supposed to
bullshit.
be. You're supposed to not have any hope. You're supposed to be hopeless.
Nah,
You're supposed to feel like you can't you're not gonna make it.
I don't
Like
know. It
there's
didn't
no
work.
way to survive.
Didn't work for me. I think it's overrated. Overrated.
I need
Dog
condom
Soldiers.
balloons in my
Like
werewolf
it.
Come
movies.
on.
No.
I don't know. Wasn't for me. It's not making my list. I'll tell you that right now. So I'm sure people are going to give me hate in my comments that it's not on the list. But,
I'm gonna put a lot of hate in your comments.
I honestly, I would watch Teen Wolf 2 over Dog Soldiers any day of the week. Any day of the week.
That's saying a lot right there.
Oh hell yeah. Dog Soldiers is dog shit. You're damn right. I'll say that. Yeah,
You guys
no
are
go
wild. Go back.
I
and
just-
no go on the Dog.
I just remember getting that from I think it was Second Sight and watching it. And it just looked really bad. It looked like it wasn't remastered or anything. I don't know if they shot it digitally and it just looked terrible or something. But
like the movie looked bad, or
yeah, like the film, however they filmed it, looked bad. Like 28
like
days
the
later or
practical
something.
effects looked bad.
I will say this though, a
watching the
lot of
effects
people
videos.
like it. So that's why I think to me it feels like a hot take because I feel like a lot of people like that movie.
I mean, I
maybe
do feel
like to
like
say
that
they
is
like
kind
it.
of a hot take because it's a good movie and you're saying it's bad.
I just don't think it deserves all the love it gets. Like I don't know. After all the movies that I watched, werewolf movies over the last couple weeks, I'm like, there's no way that would even make like my top 15 probably. But
Top 15?
nah, I don't think so. I don't think so.
Is Howling 4 in your top 15?
I'm going to tell you this though. I'll tell you this. Howling 3 is better than Dog Soldiers. Howling 3 Marsupials is actually is better than part 2 of the Howling. I think Marsupials is like a super underrated sequel. I feel like that is one I would rather get a new edition of than part 2. I think part 2 Howling is a little overrated as well. But I will say this, and I don't want to give away my list, but Bad Moon is probably one of the best werewolf movies out there. I think
Bad Moon is good.
I think Bad Moon is so freaking good. If anybody hasn't seen that movie, 100%, I would check out Bad Moon. Yeah, Marsupials, dude. That one. I don't remember it being as good as it was.
That's so funny that you say that because that was a Voyage movie.
Marsupials was? Yeah, like you always hear that people kind of dog on that, but then when I watched it, I was like, fuck, man, this is like a really cool movie.
The movie's fucking terrible. It's terrible. You put that above Dog Soldiers?
Oh, I would easily put that above Dog Soldiers. Yeah, you know what? This is another thing too, and I'll come out and say this. We were talking about this earlier, where I think every time a movie gets reintroduced on physical media, it gets like a newfound people love it, and everybody was excited for Howling 2 from Vinegar Syndrome. I don't know, like I don't feel like Howling 2 is that great of a movie, but it's getting a lot of love now because it's getting a 4K. But I don't know, I just feel like that was another one where I think is getting a lot more love just because it's coming back out than what it deserves. I think 3 is definitely better than 2. Project Metal Beast. But yeah, I'm sure there'll be plenty of these that you guys are going to see on the list. But But yeah, I just feel like I wanted to take on that Dog Soldiers comment because I saw someone write it above about Dog Soldiers versus Ginger Snaps, which I think it's an easy one for me. Wolf Cop is a very, very good movie. That's a Justin movie. I don't know if you've seen it.
Yeah, that's good. Werewolves Within is another one that I was thinking that's like pretty good. A deep cut. Did you watch that one?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I
that's a
like
fun
that one too.
It's pretty good. Pretty good. Didn't make my list, I'll tell you that.
Pretty good. What about Ginger Snaps 3?
It didn't make my list.
It's a good movie though.
You guys will have to check it out. Of course, I've seen Wolf with Jack Nicholson. That was a big deal to me when I was a kid.
Oh, that's such.
I mean, you had Jack Nicholson and what's her name coming off the Batman movies in there together. It was like, oh hell,
Michelle Pfeiffer. What's her name?
Mm-hmm.
Michelle Pfeiffer. Yeah. But we'll move on. What is the next one? We've got, what is it, a 2-1 right now or 3-1?
3-1, and digital effects is the next one.
Oof.
Or digital effects / creature. I didn't know if you wanted to split those up or if you wanted them in the same.
We could do creature effects, I guess.
There's barely any practical effects in these. They've like erased them all with CGI.
That's why I made it digital effects. But like, I didn't know if you guys wanted to do like, if you wanted to compare the wolves separately in their own.
I mean,
I think we could just do. I mean,
or talk about all of it under one.
Yeah, we could just do the wolves. Period.
Like yeah, the wolves is fine. I think.
Just want to talk about the wolves and not talk about the. Effects.
Yeah, because they were both just CGI messes, to be honest with you. More or less.
They definitely looked different.
Yeah, I don't know. The Paris werewolves were like doofy as hell. It was like Scorpion King level.
That's 100%. I thought to myself, this looks like the fucking Mummy.
Yeah, it's bad. And the transformations and stuff, like that's what you want to see. Like they try to do some big transformation sequences, even in Cursed, and it's like it literally means nothing to me. And it like I watch it. The CGI transformations are just garbage.
Yeah,
you know, you can't. They're not cool.
Both of them terrible at it. Both transformations were awful. Both wolves were pretty damn bad.
Mm-hmm.
I think Cursed, there was something there because I think they tried to take what kind of Baker was doing with the way it looked. So I think there was something there that they just put way too much CGI in. Mm-hmm. And the Paris ones, I don't know what that was. It was like, I'm looking at it, I'm like, is this even a wolf? It looks like a wolf, but like with a Nintendo 64 face, you know, everything was like kind of smushed. That's like, it reminded me of like something on a GoldenEye or something like that.
Yeah.
It was pretty freaking awful. It was like they were running away from a cartoon character, basically.
Mm-hmm. Terrible.
Looks like Rawhead Rex to me.
Yeah, it did look like Rawhead Rex. Jesse said Paris creatures look like pissed off baboons.
Yeah, they do.
But Rawhead Rex was so much better looking than those because it was like this practical, weird looking thing.
But but his face didn't move.
Yeah, I like that.
They tried to do something different, though. You got to commend them for that, at least.
Who?
The creativity. Paris? Yeah, they tried to make.
I think they just had someone doing
they could do.
I'm grasping at straws here, but they tried to do something a little different and make their.
No, I think this is. That's just the guy that was doing the digital effects.
Yeah, just couldn't.
Yeah, I think this is all the guy's talents could do. And
you think he messed up?
I don't think it was a creative choice.
This is all I can do.
I think it was.
So. It was a dainty little English guy doing it,
like a real wolf. So it's gonna look like this.
No, I think you're right. I think it was one of those things. It's just kind of like it was. They were just like, this is the best I got, dudes, and they were like, let's run with it. Because it was just it was awful with all the history of werewolves, they come with baboons. Wereboons.
I'm trying, Jesse. I'm trying. This poor movie only has one category.
I mean, this was the category that I thought for sure, like, there was no way this could win. Like, it was probably one of the worst wolves I've ever seen. And we're talking about even movies that were like, you know, there's some out there, like, I don't think the wolf in like Silver Bullet's a good looking wolf either. but I mean, at least it was practical.
Aw.
Like,
That
what it
wolf
looked like
doesn't look bad.
teddy bear, like a cute wolf.
Shush you.
But this was just, I don't even know what this was. This was awful. Like, probably one of the worst I've ever seen.
It was that old school technology where they couldn't create depth within like the features. So it just looked like a painted balloon that just kind of
That's really what it did.
moves around. There's features just kind of wrap around the, whatever. I don't know how they did it. It was really basic type shit.
I don't know. It was bad. I mean, at least Cursed, there was something there. I think, like I said, they took what Baker's idea was, because the wolf is actually okay. Like, when you see some of those still shots of like the practical wolf, it looks really freaking cool. But then, like, then you have that shitty one with the friggin' with the middle finger scene or whatever. It looks fucking bad. Dude. That looks
That's
terrible.
like the best scene of that entire movie, though.
That was the scene in the theater where I was like, "F this movie. I'll never watch this."
Christina Ricci starts talking about she's got a bony ass. And
think about that. She's telling the werewolf she has a bony ass and she has bad hair and stuff. And the werewolf chucks the bird. Like, that's where we're at right now. That's where they thought this was, that the people wanted to see at this.
That would have fit in Paris. Something like that would have fit in Paris. Not Cursed.
Oh my god, so wild. The middle finger scene.
So I think this is definitely another blowout for Cursed.
I'll tell you right now. Yeah. Let me see what we got. Yeah, Cursed is going.
Yeah.
We'll give you another like 20 seconds to pull. It's coming back now though.
Yeah. Give it to Paris for creativity. Every werewolf looks like the werewolf in Cursed. At least Paris looks different.
There was definitely never another werewolf that looked like those again.
Right? See?
Well, it's because of the bold creative choice that they did.
Bold creative choice. You heard it here. Now vote accordingly.
All right, Cursed wins.
Damn it.
What was the result? What was the final?
It was 63-36.
Sorry,
Thanks,
Paris.
Tina I don't think she's even seen it. I think she's just closing her eyes and pressing buttons.
I appreciate you, girl. Thank you.
Actually, you know what though? I think that we win tonight on the show. If people who haven't seen these movies after we're talking about them actually feel like they need to see them, I think that's a win for all.
Yeah.
That we've actually talked this up enough that people are intrigued and interested.
Both of them are definitely worth watching for sure.
You know what we should have done? We should have took screen stills of some of this stuff and put them on the screen.
Yeah,
so
we should have.
Them, like the flipping off.
All right, well, hold on. I'm going to take us off. Well, they start at the beginning, but I'm going to take us out really quick so you can see the wolves. Hold on.
That is some mummy level.
That was wild, right?
Yeah.
Oh no, did I Justin, are you there?
I'm here. Can you hear me?
Okay. Yeah, I get you. But yeah, it's a little scary. Oh, she said, I've seen Paris, I haven't seen Cursed, and I did vote once for Cursed. she's all about Paris though. So that's another one for Cursed, gang. What the hell? What the... Paris looks like Aslan from Narnia. It's wild for sure. Yeah, you guys are gonna have to do werewolf movie marathons. I'm telling you, there's some really good ones out there. Ones that people have seen and ones that maybe they haven't, but a lot of them are really good. All right, what do we got? Do we have any more categories there, Melski?
The only one I had left was Rad or Bad, but I don't think we even need to talk about that anymore. I think it's clear which one everyone thinks is the bad one.
But I kind of like this concept though, the verse battles, but doing it in more of like, so bad it's rad or something like that. Like taking bad movies and then finding which is the radder of the two. I kind of like the concept. It's from best, like kind of like, what is it? Best of the worst, rad of the bad. It's kind of the same idea. We can kind of make that our thing. Talking about these movies that are a little bit more underwhelming to most people, like these two are, but what's good about it is I think that we've gotten people to want to rewatch these just based on our conversations, which is, like I said, a win for everyone. So yeah, as of right now, we got the winner is Cursed.
Cursed, baby.
4-1.
I ain't going back and rewatching it.
4-1, Cursed. But I have this here. This is what is it, 4K Blu-ray? What the hell is
Blu-ray?
This? Blu-ray. From Screen Factory, and it's got some, some cool features and stuff, and it's a 4K scan. So I mean, this looks just as good as a 4K would. But the making of Cursed is really cool. Cursed effects. So it does have some cool stuff in here. If you want to go check this out, if you have that edition, or you can go out and get it. I love the documentaries on some of that stuff because you learn a little bit about, the problem with this movie or other movies that are in the similar tone, is that this was supposed to be better than it was. And I think it really would have been a lot better if they would have had practical effects. I think that really hurt it for sure.
Mm-hmm.
I agree.
See, look at this. Some people want to watch Cursed. So you're saying, heck no, you don't want to watch Cursed? You got to watch it.
Go watch Paris.
It's worth a one-time watch. Both of them.
Yeah, they are both bad, but I guess in a fun way. Like I said, I didn't like Werewolf in Paris at all, but it is one I want to go back to check out again. Because I was kind of in and out of it. I was on vacation. I was trying to watch it late at night. So, I wasn't 100% paying attention, but I just remember shaking my head a lot throughout it. Yeah, it was a Weinstein mess. That's kind of what happened with Cursed. Oh, so there's a deluxe box set of 4K of Werewolf in Paris. Would you get that?
I would buy it. I'd buy it.
And then Tina's watching Paris immediately. See?
Yeah. Yeah, girl.
Well, if Arrow came out with a nice set that matched the London set, I'd buy it.
I would too. I think that's honestly what they should do.
Yeah.
But Paris does have a new edition, Blu-ray or 4K, from overseas. I know that much. I don't know who put it out, but I do know that there was something that's out there. Did you see this, Justin?
I haven't seen that. I can't wait to see it though. I missed it in the theaters. I really want to check it out. I've heard mixed things, but it looks like something that's right up my alley.
I just got sent the one sheet of it. And I hear people saying it's good, so I've not had a chance to check it out. I haven't checked out a lot, to be honest. Substance is another one I really want to watch.
God, when does the Substance come out?
Well, I don't know.
Any kind of a release or something? That movie's, God, you guys are going to love that movie, man.
I don't feel like that's soon for some reason.
And then Strange Darling I didn't see, and I already had.
I want to see that.
I had pre-ordered a cool edition from Zavvi, and then I noticed that Katie Video is putting out a really crazy edition where she did all the artwork and did a cassette tape soundtrack and a 4K in a little box and everything. That's kind of the first thing she's done like that. Yeah, she's never done any type of Blu-ray or 4K, and she's doing one for that, and it looks really cool. But I don't know when it goes on sale or if it already has or what.
Yeah, a lot of people are talking good about Strange Darling. I haven't seen it either, but I got sent that one sheet as well.
Supposed to be amazing.
Yeah, I've been hearing really good things about that one.
Turbine Media put out 4K of Paris, German release. 4K though, so it means you can play it anywhere.
Ooh.
I want to see what those effects look like in 4K.
Imagine they're like just so much better. Like everything kind of fills out.
Upscale the effects. They need that for movies like that to upscale the effects.
Yeah, 100%. But yeah, guys. So again, that was our verse battle, our Halloween show. Thank you guys for being here live. We appreciate that as always. And anybody watching on the replay, thank you guys for checking this out. Obviously, if you like this kind of stuff with these verse battles, obviously people like the verse battles, but if you like us talking a little bit more about these shittier movies rather than the big wigs, let us know and we'll try to come up with some cool concepts with that. But obviously what's cool about these is even if they're well-loved movies, if you can find two that are pretty evenly matched, I think it works out well. Like I said, Fright Night and Lost Boys were two well-loved movies that I feel like that was a pretty good show. People were back and forth on both of those. And I think if we did that again tomorrow, it might have a different outcome. So very interesting doing these shows. And obviously we got more stuff coming for you guys. We we're gonna definitely do once a month, and I know we're even talking about ideas of getting a couple more in. We've got some interviews and stuff lined up, so pay attention and keep your eyes up for that. You can follow us on all of our social media. I'm Garrett at Born to Be Rad. Mel, where can they find you, kid?
I'm Mel at My Killer Podcast.
What do you got coming up, kiddo?
All kinds of stuff.
All kinds of stuff.
Ooh, I'm excited.
Woo!
I mean, I can't guarantee that, but maybe.
Mel's always got something cooking up.
Well, like I said, we got werewolf videos we worked on. I've got Halloween movies that were made in the 70s and 80s, like Halloween specials video coming out. I just did a top 10 lesser known killer clowns movie video that just went out. Tomorrow I'll be doing my Bravo show with Dead Pit, doing the 100 scariest movie moments tomorrow night. Justin, where can they find you, man?
At Justin David Talks and the Dead Couch. I don't have anything coming out immediately, but I have some things that I'm kind of cooking up. So yeah, stay tuned.
What is cooking over there anyway, Justin? What are you thinking? I'm always curious to know where that brain's going of yours.
It always goes in different directions. It takes me a long time to pin down what I'm going to do. Go back and forth between like 10 ideas, and then every 6 months I'll pick one.
Do you have any targets that you're targeting?
I have a few.
I know you were targeting that contest too, right?
We don't want to talk about that. That's a noble contest that I'm very happy for people to be a part of. Anybody who's part of the horror, what is it? Horror fan of the month. Keep voting. What is it? Biggest horror fan?
I don't remember what it's called. Face of Horror.
Face of Horror. Keep those votes rolling in, guys.
Justin's gonna
get those credit cards ready.
He's exposing it to the world.
Oh shit!
Wait, hell, look at this. Gremlins vs. Gremlins 2. That actually might be good because we've kind of already talked about that, and I feel like I'm in the minority between of us three right here. I say Gremlins is better.
I need to watch Gremlins 2 again. It's been a really long time since I've seen it. I feel like I want to say the second one's better, but it's
yeah, I kind of want to say the second one's better too, but I'm with Justin. I haven't watched it in a really long time.
Mm-hmm.
Poltergeist for Entity would be pretty good. Entity is a movie that Mel, have you seen Entity?
I don't know.
I've never seen it.
This movie is one of those movies that really is a hard watch for me.
Oh,
something about it. It's something about it. I would even say Entity versus Rosemary's Baby would be another good one, I think. Yeah, it's a hard watch. It really, really is. No, but it's about a ghost and the devil and all this stuff. But the ghost keeps, having its way with a woman. It's really weird, but like it's disturbing the way that the music is and the way Entity is a very hard watch for me. Halloween versus Halloween 3. Yeah, guys, in the comments of this video, you can post all your verse battles in there, and you'll probably give us some good ideas.
Face of Horror can suck it, exactly.
Oh.
Big ass scam. She knows what's up.
Yeah, 100%. It's a tough one.
Heebies my jeebies.
House of Haunted Hill versus 13 Ghosts. That would be actually pretty good.
Ooh, yeah.
I think both of those are pretty good.
Those are both remakes, isn't it? Or just the first one?
Was it late 90s or 2000s for those?
Probably 2000s, early 2000s.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. 100%. We could easily, members of the channel can most definitely.
Yeah, maybe we'll do a vote thing. That's a good idea.
We'll post that for the members. You guys can choose the next one.
Yeah,
but yeah, keep your eyes and ears open for what we have coming up next month. Like I said, we're gonna, after this, we're gonna chat about some dates because we have some interviews that we need to get lined up here. And you guys can definitely check this out. So if you're not subscribed to the channels, please make sure you're subscribed here at the RadPack Podcast. Make sure you're subscribed to all of our channels because we have a lot of content that pops out weekly. So if you like hearing us talk, you can join us over there. And this is Garrett from Born to Be Rad signing off with the Rad Pack. And like always, stay rad.
Stay weird.
And stay killer.